So I am curious to get a feel from the audience how you think these two rosters will do. Uh, my personal thoughts are probably that the Card Sharks are going to do very well. Hydra and Card Sharks, I believe, met in the finals last season, probably with slightly similar lineups. Obviously, Kid would not have been on there. But historically, Card Sharks have done very well against Hydra. Hydra is a tankish team. You know, they tend to be hybrids slash Perrin being strong utility. Um, and card sharks historically do very well against that because they kind of just break a hole through them and then just start carrying the flag as they whittle down the rest of them. So I suspect this is, I am not looking, I would not want to be in Hydra's shoes right now. So that's my analysis of this match at least. Thus far, I will get a who is up for everybody. Kid will have his mask up. Obviously, I won't have my detects up. That is the question, Mr. Pixie Boy. Question is, how big of an impact will Kid have on this match being the new player? Just because the season's starting up again, I'm having a hard time remembering who that fourth slot may have gone to for Hydra if, say, Kid were not there. Um, I don't see Kid having a huge influence there. I mean, he can't do much to Grendel. He can't drop kick Grendel, which is a problem. And the rest of the team has very good defenses in general. But most likely there'll be an offensive stance, so we'll see how that plays out. Actually, on a separate screen, I shall get their old rosters up so I know what I'm talking about. So again, the lineup we're seeing from KCS is pretty standard for them. Honestly, the only thing that we may have expected may have happened would have been Trace or Yaki coming in one way or the other. But I think with their full lineup in attendance, I think this is the lineup we would expect to see from them. Now, Hydra's lineup looks a little odd to me outside of the Kid lineup. Who do I feel should have been there that isn't? That's right. Azuri, I believe is how we call it. He is noticeably missing from that lineup. I believe not online in general. Um, Not seeing Verostai on there or Renthos. So Hydra may have just had to go with who they had available unless everyone's just hiding on ults. Yeah, as far as I can tell, the four people on the Hydra lineup are the only members of Hydra who are online at the moment. You guys are kidding me. All right, the match has started. Ooh, Kid just took a massive round. It looks like I didn't get here. Never mind, I got here a little late. Everyone's about to go down. Uh, Already, Kid and Slan are at low health. Slan appears to be without Sanctuary at the moment. Did not see a Dispel per se, but... So it looks like the early targets going into this were Slan and Kid. Slan is in red, Kid is in red. I think overall, just because of the damage that Grendel was putting out, I suspect the Hydra team is hurting a little bit more. But I don't know, the damage output actually going out might be evening it out a little bit. Perrin is taking some nasty rounds though, as is Tercel from the Card Shark side. So right now it just looks like an old-fashioned brawl. I don't see anybody in a flag room right now. They're fighting in the red zone. Tercel has been weakened. A nice little double red backstab there. Rekla's lost some potions. Kid has taken more damage. It's really tough for Kid when he takes a lot of damage up front. If he's being targeted, it makes it hard for him to stand around waiting to be healed, so he's going to have to hide a lot. So that's going to be tough. Slan is still taking... I don't know if his Sanctuary was down for a while there. He's taking high yellows or low yellows. Rekla is taking lots of damage. I mean, there's a lot of damage going out here, especially for pretty much all hitter teams. Grendel just took a very nasty round from Perrin. Actually, in return, Grendel is not doing as much damage. However, Perrin starting in a worse spot. Marilith has picked up the flag for Card Sharks. Unfortunately, due to sneak, I'm not going to be able to see. Oh, I was wrong. Marilith is now at the 10-yard line for blue, starting to move toward the red side. Perrin has lost some potions. Seeing potions explode is like one of my favorite things, so I'm going to call that out every time. Perrin is taking a lot of damage. So there have been no deaths yet from Hydra, which is very... to be honest, maybe it's too early to talk meta, but right now Hydra is taking a lot of damage, which means they're on a defensive. No one has died, so no one has regenerated. No one will be getting their mana back from a ghost anytime soon, and Mary is probably halfway across the arena by now. So one situation that may occur here very shortly is going to revolve around if Hydra starts dying while Marilith is ready to cap the flag. Because if that happens, there's really nothing that's going to stop KCS from just taking it 2 more times. I am a little interested to see what's going on. I assume Hydra is trying to heal up. An obvious issue with that being is that they don't have a Bard, so they would just be healing via Shukenja, and Kid has been dispelled. He did not take much damage. Marilith has taken the flag. They actually did not counter pick up. Basically, the Hydra plan right now is to see if they could actually win and take out the other team first. But basically, that's a gamble. If Hydra does not defeat the KCS team basically right now, assuming KCS has won this first encounter, the fact that Hydra has not had any deaths and they don't have Bard healing, I'm going to say Hydra is in a really bad spot right now. Kid is still hurt, which makes him poor as a damage dealer as well, because he's trying to avoid getting finished off. Marilith already having the second flag and running it is a big problem. It is really fascinating to see that neither team has had a death. Unfortunately, that's really great for, well, not unfortunately, but for KCS, it's really great. For Hydra, it is not great. A deathless scenario is only great if you're winning. Right now, it seems Hydra is kind of scattered and on the run. Looks like they're doing a concerted effort to go after Merilith right now. Just from health standards, though, it does not seem that's going to work out well for them. Kid has just been dispelled while Grendel and Tercel were on him, and Kid is down. First death of the match. The death is on Hydra's side. I'm sorry, yes, on Hydra's side, and KCS is running the second flag, so it is not a good time death. If things are going to continue to go this way, Kid will not be back in this match before it is over. We are seeing both Rekla and Perrin in red health. YS, since I don't know how to say his name, Yismed, he's in yellow, but we'll see if they can make anything happen. Merilith has just completed the second flag capture and is running back now. I suspect they will have Merilith pick it up again, as that is working flawlessly for them at this point. Merilith does not seem to be struggling, and the whole team is protecting. Tercel has picked up the flag, so not Merilith. So there's not much risk to the KCS team at the moment. Perrin, Yismid, and Rekla are doing a final assault, if I may call it that. Looks like they're putting some damage on his Slan, but he only just dipped back into yellow. It doesn't really seem like anyone on the KCS team is hurt at this point, so they've been keeping up with their healing. Obviously, having Tercel for Song of Healing is far more efficient than, say, doing it the Shukenja / Shadow Knight method. There's some discussions we were having on the forums recently regarding that. It's just way quicker to heal with a Bard type, just because there's 4 of you. Pixie Boy in the chat had mentioned that Rekla might want to go for a counter cap. It is not happening right now. He is on Slan at the 30-yard. Tearsel just hit goal line. Unfortunately, Tearsel was dispelled, but it did not matter. All right, well, that was a super quick match. KCS has defeated Hydra 3-0, basically to win the championship shield. I believe that's the only match we get. It was a good fight. It's kind of how KCS matches ended up usually going. I was expecting a bit more of a fight out of Hydra. Just to recap, there was only 1 death the entire match. Kid eventually died during the second flag capture. But basically, KCS won the initial engagement. Hydra did not suicide, and they clearly went to go heal and regroup. But that did not work because they never won any of the re-engagements after that, which basically meant we just watched a match where KCS ran the flag 3 times. Unfortunately, assuming that I don't think there's anything else happening, that has made for a quick 20-minute ACFL night. But this is the opening night of ACFL, so it's exciting. This coming Tuesday will be the first set of normal season matches. This one is for a bit of shits and giggles, and you get a fancy shield. So theoretically, someone on the KCS team will be wearing a fancy shield, maybe Marcus himself showing it off in the stands, or one of his members. We shall see. Since I don't have a co-caster today, I don't necessarily have a lot to talk about. So I just want to say good game to KCS, good game to Hydra as well. That was a tough matchup, just kind of as I said at the beginning of the cast. It's a tough matchup. The Hydras have more of a shell sort of team where they're built around tankiness and utility, and a large damage team like KCS just kind of pummels through it. Honestly, I think the only way Hydra could have had a real comeback was if they defended their flag to the death. It's kind of strategy of mine that I always like, defended their flag to the death, and basically tried to win on the respawn after the second flag cap. But it didn't happen. Again, good game to both teams. I will try and get this posted so theoretically everyone could watch the match. Sorry I missed the first 10 seconds. Everyone have a good night.